our final rebuild of FM22, we are rebuilding Dynamo Dresden from the Bundesliga 2.
Yeah.
An exciting team. It's actually suggested by you guys in the comments, and it actually tickled my fancy because we haven't done a lower league in a different league yet, and this team does have a lot of history in German football in general.
Yeah. East Germany mainly.
East Germany, absolutely. Yeah. So before the Munich War was brought down and West and East Germany was brought back as one nation, Dynamo Dresden, they celebrated a lot of successful periods,
especially in the 70s,
East Germany.
Apparently,
yeah. So it was spread out between two different clubs, I believe. That other club, I can't remember what they're called now, but I think they're a Berlin team.
Yeah.
But they are in like lower leagues, like regional leagues.
Yeah.
They've dropped off. Dresden are up there still. We're in Bundesliga 2. They haven't been in the Bundesliga for a while, but there.
Well, they did get there. They only played 4 seasons in there as well.
Yeah.
So they are a bit of a yo-yo side in the second, third, and first.
That's
up
it.
And down, but
yeah.
They just can't get themselves into the main league.
It's very much a Western club domination, isn't it, in Germany?
When they got into the Bundesliga, they played the 4 seasons, like I just said, but they went into £10 million debt, and they were relegated two leagues down.
Yeah.
And that was their main trouble. They've always had money troubles. I mean, looking at the stadium, you wouldn't think so, but I think they're getting a little bit better now. But obviously, it's taken them a long time to recover from all the problems they've had over the years, I think.
Yeah, because as we're doing this, is the first season that they're in the league. So in real life would be the second season that they're in the league, but this would be the first season. As you can see there, they won the Bundesliga 2 times, one in 2016 and 2021. Yeah. So they come up as champions, but we are in a new league as newly promoted teams. Great stadium, by the way, and they seem to fill it as well, which I've noticed.
Yeah, 25,000 I think is their average game.
That's right, yeah. So in a 32-seater capacity, and you think away fans are taking a big portion of that. Yeah. That's a very good average attendance for lower league German football. Okay, so we can see the team. I think their kits are fantastic. The club's got a lot of history. Dab will mention a few things later on, but let's take a look. Now, we didn't get a lot of transfer money, but I still managed to weave my way into a signing or 3, and they're all free transfers because no money.
The team in this league's got to be like that,
exactly, yeah. So they're probably players that you might not have ever heard of. Maybe you've picked them up before, I don't know. But we've got this guy to begin with, looks very angry. But he's a really good CDM on this game. You can also play centre-back should we really need him to, and I think that's the reason why I picked him up. He's a bit of a squad player, Albanian. We can see that he's been around the different countries in Europe. Free transfer, played 3 games for us so far, so he's going to be a starting player for us. Yannick Brugger is a German player, 20 years of age. Now, they do have some club visions, one of them being to sign players who are young, and I'll mention we have a lot of problems with that club vision going forward in the rebuild. But another centre-back, 6'3", so good pace, good jumping reach, but not the best mental attributes, but again, with a second division. But he has fantastic potential ability, and that's what I like about him. He's trained at my club, Eintracht Frankfurt, my German club, but he's also trained at both the Munich clubs as well. So he's been around, and they've obviously released him. He's maybe having like an attitude problem, something like that, I don't know. Jose Mauri is the final player we brought in. Centre midfielder, a bit more of an attacking centre midfielder than the previous one that we've seen, but a very good ability on this game. 25-year-old Argentinian on a free transfer again, and he 4 free transfers in a row. So there we go. Okay, but he's also been at AC Milan at certain points in his career too. So that is what the transfers coming in. Now, squad wise, before we take a look at the tactic, Kevin Ehlers is our captain and our best player, and he's only 20 years of age. So he is obviously a standout for us. He looks better than any of the players that we looked at just a minute ago, but he is wanted already by clubs, and by one of the clubs are in the league above. But we can see there we've got some really decent players for this division. Batista Meyer's a player that I recognise, that I've seen before. He's played at Bayern Munich and Kaiserslautern, so that's maybe somebody that we can rely on. He's already played quite well as well. And Julius Cade is probably a standout for me. Centre attacking midfielder or a centre midfielder who likes to get forward because he's good at it. So those are the players that I'm going to showcase as standouts for us in this club.
A good young German players there, don't it? I mean, that's what you've got to look for, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. So this is the first tactic that we've got going on. So basically it's a 4-2-3-1, but this centre midfield on attack is going to help go forward. We got to target forward on attack, Dad, and the reason for it is we've got 2 strikers, and this one is my favourite because he is 6'4", he's a beast, good strength, good bravery, good heading, he's a target forward.
Yeah.
So I think we can kind of like bully our way into league wins with him in the club. So using him as a target forward is definitely the way to go.
He's 32 years of age, so he's a good experienced striker as well, which I think you do need in the lower leagues.
Good hold on.
I mean, Argyle had such a player called Tommy Tynan. Good seasoned pro.
Yeah.
I mean, I like watching him. He was just, you wouldn't expect him to do any running around, just expect him to be in the box, finishing off when you needed it.
Yeah, taxi driver in Plymouth and crashed into my mate's car. So brilliant. But with him being a target forward, he can knock down the ball to hopefully 4 players coming in and around him. So that's what we are looking like in this first season. Now, how have we played so far this season? Well, the first game was Ingolstadt. 3-0 win against them, which is a good result. Hamburg, which is going to be the trickiest game, I would say, in this league, because they're probably the biggest club in this division, other than maybe Schalke, who obviously came down last season.
Well, you look at the attendance at 52,000.
Yeah,
that tells you straight away, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, that is a huge attendance.
The money coming in for that as well.
Yeah,
they're in the wrong league, aren't they?
I think when they dropped down, it was the first time they've ever dropped down. Karlsruhe, a good win there, 1-0 in the cup. Then we had a 2-2 draw against Hanover 96. Again, another Bundesliga club that's come down recently. But look at our attendances. 2 home games there, 30,000.
You go straight away already.
Massive. Hansa Rostock, who is going to be a bit of a rival for us because they are another former Eastern German club who did quite well in the past. Paderborn, 5-1 victory against them. Yeah. So I mentioned Hansa Rostock. Yeah, good start. We've got no fierce rivals, but look how many other rivals that we've got. There's so many of them. The Leipzigs, because I believe Leipzig is another Eastern German club. This is the club BFC Dynamo that I was on about, who dominated the 70s with us, Berlinger Dynamo, but you can see they are down in the regional leagues. So they obviously, I don't remember where the German leagues. No, you can't play that on this unless you have the modded database, but there's so many different clubs down there. So there we go. I mean, they got a lot of legends as well, obviously from the 70s where they were quite a big team in Eastern Germany. So good start for us so far, but we have pulled Wolfsburg in the DFB second round.
All right.
Maybe we could do something.
You never know. You never know.
But with this club, hopefully we can get ourselves into the Bundesliga within the 5 years and pass a good save game file on to the viewers.
That's got to be our challenge, really. I don't think we can expect to do any more, and I'd be well happy with that.
Yeah. Definitely. So would I. So this first season's obviously feeling our way into the league. Hopefully, second and third, we start challenging for promotions. Okay, so we'll simulate this first season, see how we get on. First season, 4th place. But there's a little red arrow there, Dan. I don't like that. It means that something's happened there.
Is it a playoff then, is it?
So it does go into a promotion, and then Hanover would have played the playoff, I believe. So it does look like we had a very bad end of the season.
End of our season done us, didn't it?
Oh, that is
2
awful.
points. 2 points below automatic promotion.
So I want to see, is it as bad as... we are second for so long in behind Schalke, who probably, they started and dominated. And then Hamburg's obviously come up right at the end there.
Schalke and Hamburg is 2 teams, and Hanover really. There's 3 teams that you wouldn't expect to be in this league. So.
No, and the one below, Werder Bremen, only just come down as well.
Yeah, that's right, We've chucked it away there, though, haven't we?
Yeah, that is automatic promotion place, and we give that away, unfortunately. So, disappointing, but it's also quite a promising start.
Yeah. We've got something to work on now.
Yeah, as a newly promoted team, it's a promising start to begin with.
1 or 2 more players then, really, I would say.
I think so as well. So other competitions then, we were... Oh my God, we got past Wolfsburg. And then we got the bad end of the draw, though. So let's go to the second round then, I'm curious. So Bayern Munich beat Leipzig in the final, who automatically, eliminated us. Let's take a look. Second round, we played Wolfsburg, and we beat them 3-1 in that game.
Got to win your own games, mate.
Great result. Yeah. The Bundesliga team come over, and they thought they were going to turn us over quite easily. No, we knocked them out. So quite impressive little result there. Goals. Who scored the goals? It was indeed our towering striker who got 26 in 33. That's a very good amount, isn't it? 11 and 15 for Batista Meyer, which is also quite impressive. Julius Cade got 9 and 4. Okay, so that's not too bad then. How much money are they going to give us next season? £3 million.
That's good.
It's not bad for a second division German team, for sure. Halloween season is upon us and there's nothing scarier than an overgrown forest. Luckily, my friends at Manscaped have the perfect pumpkin carving tools for anybody who wishes to venture down there. And turn your bite-sized treat into king-size candy with an extra 20% off and free shipping when you use code OMEGA at manscaped.com. It's trick or trim time, and you don't want to rely on Freddy Krueger to trim your balls. Instead, you want the performance package from Manscaped, which includes the Lawnmower 4.0. It has skin-safe technology and advanced cutting-edge ceramic blades to avoid any R-rated disasters. It's waterproof too, and it's the perfect product to add to your shower routine. The performance package also includes the Weed Whacker for your nose and ears, as well as Manscaped's liquid potions with the Crop Reviver Bore Deodorant and Crop Preserver Bore Toner. So when your werewolf is howling, you know you are fully prepared for when a full moon comes around. Manscaped even chuck in some gifts into the performance package, such as the Manscaped t-shirt and the comfiest boxes to cradle your crown jewels, as well as the travel bag to keep them all in. Now, there's plenty of other things at manscaped.com, such as the body buffer, the close shave package, and if you're looking like Wolverine and haven't cut your nails recently, there's also the Shears 2.0 nail kit. And remember, all of this can be slashed with 20% off this Halloween and delivered free to your house when you use code OMEGA at manscaped.com. Right, on the outs as well, we sold Yannick Brugger, the centre-back that we obviously touted as quite a talented player. A lot of clubs come in for him, £1.9 million.
A lot of money for us.
Yeah, and it is what it is, isn't it? It's, if a bigger club comes in for them, he's going to want to go.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So we can then reinvest it, and that's exactly what I've done. So you can see here, I've only spent 775k, but I've brought in a lot of free transfers as well, which obviously takes from the wage budget. One of the signings, and the biggest signing that I made, was Alexander Merling from Holstein Kiel, a club that I previously did a youth to gold with. So 29 years of age, a lot of experience in this division and in previous times. He has been in the Bundesliga, I think. Yeah, he did there in Gladbach, but I don't think he ever played. So he's a lower league player for sure, and he's played quite a lot of games. In one season there, he got 12 and 31. He
scores a few goals as well, and he scored one for us already. That's a good start.
And he's not even a striker, so that's quite a lot of goals as well.
I like that.
Decent player to begin with, I think. Penalty taker as well, good teamwork. Yeah, for this league, he's going to be solid for us. One of our highest paid players as well at this point. The other player we spent money on is Michael Esser from Bochum, so we sold them. Our centre-back, we bought their goalkeeper because we needed an upgrade, and this is the upgrade. 34 years of age, so he would do this for a couple of seasons. 125k, he's been around the block as well, so that's a good signing. But we also loaned in Gavin Bazunu at the same time because we lost two goalkeepers due to contracts running out, etc. So we brought in the Irish youngster to play in goal for us as well. I think he's kind of better, especially if we played him more, he probably would end up better. Two free signings and a loan deal. Loaned Shola Shoretire from Manchester United, who can play on the left or in that centre attacking midfield role. Very good player from Manchester United. He's always scored one goal for us so far. Then we have these two free transfers. Now, Ale, I think, is okay. I don't think we'd be playing him a lot. He's more of a squad player for our midfield, and he can play it everywhere in midfield as well, so that definitely helps. But Maurizio Martinez is going to be a starter, and this is the guy that we are replacing our centre-back with. I don't think he's as good, and like pace-wise, he's not as good, but he has the experience and technical ability to be good in this league. So we picked him up from Racing Club on a free transfer, and he's played majority of their games last season. He's played in the Argentinian league, so this is a bit new for him, but hopefully he can adapt and play well in the Bundesliga too. Tactically then, we are sticking with exactly the same because I think we did quite well in the league last year.
Well, it's just the end part of the season.
Yeah.
Something went wrong, whether we had injuries or not, I don't know, but
possibly yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do. Schedule-wise, now we've played quite a few games as well. Karlsruhe was the first game. We beat them 3-1. To kick things off, a 6-0 win in the cup there. That's always good, but I think it's against like a regional team. Heidenheim was next, and we beat them 1-0. Hansa Rostock was a 5-2 victory, so again, we're going to their ground, beating them 5-2 against a local rival. Well, not local, but a historic rival. Paderborn, a 1-1 draw, a 93rd minute goal there from our striker. Kept on with our an unbeaten start to the league. 3-0 win against Dusseldorf, but then finally we were beaten by Eintracht Braunschweig 1-0 there, which is a disappointing result considering I think they've just been promoted.
You were touching on our big wins that we had there against regional teams.
Yeah.
When they were formed in 1953, they'd done well. I think they might have won the league the first year of the 1953, but just after that, they'd lost a lot of their players. And what they decided to do was the region that they play in, they took 70 players from all the teams around that area, so it was all their best players, done a big trial and then kept 17 of them.
Oh really?
So a lot of the teams in that area lost their best players just because they decided that that's what they wanted to do. We lost our players, so we're going to get new players in, and that's how they've done it.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
That's basically how it worked back in those days, though, isn't it? All around the world.
I mean, they started off as a police team.
Yeah.
Like a sports club type of thing, and it was all to do with the police and all that, and that's how they actually started. And then when they got a little bit better, they formed into a proper team then. So,
yeah.
But yeah, when I read that, I thought that's unbelievable. You just get you draw in 70 players. Yeah, we're keeping you. These teams didn't have a choice. That was it. You lost your best player. Unlucky.
Brilliant. Free transfers as well, because it's not going to be any money, is it? No. Back then. We have got St. Pauli up next, and we just noticed something when we clicked on St. Pauli, that they have Ruud Gullit is their manager.
What a player.
What a player. Unbelievable. One of the best Dutch players of all time.
Do you know, I loved watching him when he came to the Premier League as well. Absolutely brilliant. And he was manager of Chelsea and that as well. Done really well. He'd done one thing that I really hated, only because of who he'd done it to.
Did he get Spurs?
No. He was manager of Newcastle at the time. That's the clue.
Right, okay.
He dropped Alan Shearer.
Right, oh.
And I'm sure...
Didn't that cost him his job?
It was his last game.
Yeah, cost him his job.
Dropped Alan Shearer, striker. The crowd went absolutely mental.
I'm not surprised.
And so did this one.
Yeah.
What on earth was you doing?
Yeah.
What a player.
What a player.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Definitely.
The hair was iconic as well.
Brilliant.
I think he should have kept it even in his own
I've never
age.
known a player, and it's probably to do with his hair as well, the way the hair went as well, but header a ball so hard.
Yeah.
And I can remember seeing him score goals for Holland especially, where he just goes up and you just see his head just go like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember seeing the clips. Yeah. Brilliant player.
Yeah.
So I thought that was just quite funny. I don't know whether he does in real life or it's just a game he's taken him over. I'm not quite sure. But there we go. So that's a good start for us in the league campaign. We are second right now in the Bundesliga 2, right behind Greuther Fürth, who's just come down. Obviously just a point.
When you see the rest of the teams in our league, I'll be disappointed if we don't go up. There's no one that you would say is really big there that sort of like, I mean, I know they're still there, but
Werder Bremen, I'd say, is the biggest in the league right now. Outside of that,
you got to be disappointed if you don't get there or thereabouts this time, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned, this is going to be the last rebuild of FM22. This gives you guys a perfect opportunity to let us know in the comments what you want to see as the first rebuild of FM23.
Yeah.
Because I still haven't really made my mind up. Last year I was set. It was going to be Arsenal. Still don't really know yet. I'm waiting for a team to pop up that really need a rebuild. That would be fun at the start of FM22. So all your suggestions, preferably a bigger club because they always do better at the beginning. It's more fun at the beginning of Football Manager. Then please let us know down in the comments. And of course, if you're still waiting to pre-order Football Manager, go to 2game.com. Buy Football Manager and go to the checkout, use code Omega, and it's cheaper than Steam, and it goes straight into your account, your Steam. It gives you a Steam code to pop it in there, and you actually help me as well as a content creator for doing that. So it's great. Thank you very much for everybody who's done that so far. Okay, so let's simulate the second season and see how we do with Dresden. Second season, and we're up.
Just get in.
And we done it on the final day. Yeah. By the looks of it, on goal difference.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's take a look a little bit more. So Werder Bremen also had to play Schalke and lost across the two legs there in the playoff. So they do not even gain promotion after losing on the last game of the season.
Though. That's what done it for us.
5 from 5. Yeah. 5 from 5 gains his promotion. 6 points behind top. Who kind of run away with it, to be fair, Greuther Fürth. Let's take a look at past positions. We were top for a while. We dropped off massively.
Done the opposite this season, eh?
Yeah, we climbed up right at the end.
Yeah.
Perfect scenario for us. I did see our... Oh, look at that. 27. He got one more than Jan Serra there. And we actually performed really well with our players getting the most assists as well. The 2 highest assist tallies. That's fantastic. Cup competition's not expecting anything. Second round by St. Pauli. So Ruud Gullit knocked us out. Did they stay in the division? They did. They've got quite an interesting history as well with like pirates and stuff like that. They use the skull and crossbones.
Oh yeah.
It's quite an interesting little thing when you look into their fan base.
Yeah.
Quite intimidating, I must admit,
but
it's quite interesting. Less about St. Pauli then.
Why are pirates called pirates?
Because they are.
Terrible
joke. How much? Oh my God. We've only got £3 million for next season. And we're losing 3 players as well who didn't sign on new deals. We got a bit in the wage budget, but that is not a lot of money to keep us in the Bundesliga. So we're going to have to work some magic here because I don't think a lot of our players are worth much either. What's the highest value? So that's a loan player. Rodney, who, by the way, we signed halfway through the season. I forgot to mention it. I'd already got the deal done before deadline day. He joined us on a free during the season and he played really well as well. At right back, so we signed him on a free transfer from Flamengo. He is our highest valued player and he's 31 at 2.5 million. So yeah.
So the next challenge is to stay in this league then, really, isn't it?
Stay in the division. Yeah. Be as scrappy as we can be. Yeah. Okay, we'll go forward 3rd season. Let's see. Okay, we also sold £2 million Kevin Ehlers, who was our captain and centre-back.
Didn't want to do that.
No. SC Cologne come in. I don't know whether it was a release clause. I can't quite remember. It might have been. But have we replaced him? Well, let's take a look. We have spent £3.4 million. Sebastian Robe was the first player for Eintracht Frankfurt. Bit of experience in there, in that midfield. He's played quite a lot in the Bundesliga, including times for both Bayern Munich and Dortmund. So he's up there.
Yeah.
Very good, talented player, and he's only 32. So I think we're picking him up, really, at his most experienced, and he's still got some legs.
Yeah, he'll have a couple of good leagues.
Yeah.
Seasons for us, won't he?
I think that's a good signing for us.
Yeah.
Good mental attributes as well. We've also signed Ron Schallenberg by Leverkusen, plays centre defensive midfield or in centre mid. Very good player again. I think that's a good signing for about 500k, 24 years of age and German. Marcelo Allende. We're going for a South African team. A Chilean player. Don't know how he's ended up there.
Good squad player. Look at the positions he plays in.
Very technical player as well. So that's a good signing for us. We picked him up 525k. Always have a look in the South African leagues because you can pick up some bargains. Because if he was in any other division, he'd be more than twice the price. Yeah. But because he's South African league, he's
scored already as well for us. So that's
good. And 2 assists as well. Yeah. This is my favourite signing though. I can't believe it's taken me into the very last rebuild until we see this guy's name. Percy Leza. He's a Peruvian striker, and if you haven't used him yet, make sure you give him a go right before the end, because he might not be as good in FM23. But he's got great acceleration, good pace. He's got a good finish on him, and he can head the ball. Our coach value him as our best player.
Yeah.
We signed him from the Peruvian team, Sporting Cristal, for 400k. He's got 3 goals in 2 games so far this season. A very good start. He's a perfect player for us to pick up in the Bundesliga because he's cheap. So if somebody does steal him off us, we gain a profit. It is what it is. Yeah. But he could score a lot of goals for us. And we have signed 2 more free transfers and a loan. So I'll take a look at the loan first. He's a midfielder from Stuttgart. Good player. I think we've seen him when we actually did the Stuttgart rebuild. We got Selmani, another goalkeeper. We need to upgrade that goalkeeper position. So we bring in the Albanian Selmani as the number 1. And Ahmed Hassan, who is a free transfer Egyptian striker, who is just as good at what the last striker was that we had, the big tall guy, but he's a few years younger. Yeah. So that's the reason why we brought him in. He's a good towering player, 6'3", good at heading. With this, have we changed tactics? Yes. We've gone for a 4-3-3, but with an inside forward. Yeah, we've got to be a little bit more conservative here now because we are in the Bundesliga. Yeah. Every team we're going to come up against is better than us.
If we're going to make history here, what position have we got to finish?
16th.
Close. 12th.
Right, okay.
The best they've ever done in the Bundesliga is 13th.
Right.
So we've got to finish better than 13th to do history here.
Well, that's going to be very hard to do, especially in the first season. Just surviving will do. However, Eagle Eye viewers might have seen something. We have won both of our games so far, 3-0.
Yeah.
And the Cup game 3-0, which means...
And your striker got an hat-trick as well. I've seen that as well.
Which means we are currently top of the league. So if we can end the league right there, please, that would be great.
Very much. Job done.
We'll take the Bundesliga dish and eat our tea off it tonight. Darmstadt we've got in the second round of the Cup, but yeah, that is quite impressive that we are currently top with Bayern Munich right now. Okay, let's simulate the 3rd season and hope we don't drop down the table too much. If that flips upside down, I'll be shocked.
We're in trouble,
yeah, okay, let's see and find out. And we have just survived. On the final day of the season, we avoided the playoff. As you can see, Schalke did win the playoff against Paderborn, but we avoided it completely. 36 points to their 33, and we jumped up in that last position. So
disappointed with that.
Yeah, we dropped off that much.
Yeah, look at that. Look.
It tailed off quite dramatically. I mean, at one point here, we started climbing back up, and you think, oh, actually, we could be doing it right, and then it just got worse and worse.
So mid-season, we had a real poor mid-season.
Definitely, yeah, and we just kind of survived at the end there. Percy Lisa still scored 19, though, across the season, which is quite impressive. To be fair, Bayern Munich did win the league again, no shock there. Leipzig in second place, Eastern German, of course. So other competitions, second round by Darmstadt. We couldn't even get past Darmstadt in the cup. I want to see that schedule, though. Look how many reds from the Bayern Munich. Whoa, we beat Bayern Munich there. And they had Frankie de Jong. Whoa!
What a result that was.
And we were down to 10 men.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. And they scored as we obviously got down to 10 men, Sebastian Road, and then we carried on and secured it. But we didn't win another game until we got all the way down here against Greuther Fürth.
Bad, wasn't it?
That is bad. Some huge losses as well that we took there, conceding quite a lot of goals. But, I mean, it's still impressive.
Yeah.
Still impressive. Okay. Squad-wise, we scored 20 goals through Percy Lisa. Hassan got 13. 10 assists for Alande is the highlights there. It's just not a lot of goals, but of course, we're in a much more trickier league now. It's going to be so much more harder.
Yeah. You don't want to get the players that we need to keep us in this league, to be honest with you.
No.
With the wages that we're paying.
Yeah. 15 million almost pound, and a good wage budget, so we can actually move that around and possibly have that 20 million if we're clever with the wages.
So we've done a good job there. We've stayed in the league, so they're supporting us now. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, there is a lot of money in the Bundesliga, so the fact that they're only giving us that, because our actual finances is 40 million. If I was like the owner of Dresden, I'd be like, you take the 40 and just keep us in the league.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And then we'll start taking money and keeping it. But, you know, that's Football Manager for you. Okay, then, let's see what we can do with that £15 million. Right, we actually spent £8 million, but that's because some of the wages that we brought in, we had to adjust. So we brought in Jamil Siebert, who is going to be our best centre-back, by the looks of it. Really athletic player, I'd say, with good technicals, good marking and tackling there. Maybe not the best mentals, but physically he can make up for it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
£2.6 million from Dusseldorf. He's played a game for us already. He did all right. So that's a good sign, I think. Ramiro Vaca from Beerschot. He's a Bolivian player, and I think it could be the first Bolivian that we've signed on a rebuild.
Yeah, I think it is.
So that's quite an impressive little
caps as well.
Yeah, good. Again, it took us to the very last one.
Yeah.
Very last rebuild of FM22. But he is a very talented attacking midfielder. So we brought him in £4.3 million. That's the most that we spent on a player so far. From Beerschot. He's played for the strongest. That's my favourite Bolivian team. Remember we used to do bets in the Bolivian league? It was always the strongest.
Yeah, you go for them every time.
Yeah, every time, because they were the best.
We used to stay up to midnight watching the game.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We'd win the bet, wouldn't we?
It was crazy games of football, wasn't it? It was always like 6-4 and stuff like that. But yeah, good entertainment. But Dynamo Dresden, £4.3 million. Probably our record signing for Ramiro Vaca. Good signing there. Fode Ballo Torre, £1.1 million. This is the signing of the summer, I think, value-wise, because he's a really talented left-back. We brought him in. He's still 27, so he's in his prime. He's come through the PSG Youth Academy. He's played at Lille, Monaco, Milan.
Not bad, then.
Eintracht Frankfurt. No, we're only spending £1.1 million.
As he was going through, he was getting better and better on the teams he was picking up.
Yeah, ended on Frankfurt, not bad. 2 games so far, 8.3 average rating as well. Decent for us. Then the rest of it was free transfers. We got Polisbeck, who is a goalkeeper. Actually, probably going to be our starting goalkeeper this season.
How many keepers have we got on our books now then?
They keep going. We keep bringing them back in. Right. Yeah. Mazzocchi is a good right-back backup that we've bought as well. This is a very decent centre midfielder. Number 10 could be a very good attacking midfielder as well that we picked up from. He left Hanover last season after multiple years in Bundesliga 2. Probably the best player in Bundesliga 2. And finally, Benedikt Gimber, a good centre-back as well. So we're bringing in a lot of squad players because at one point our squad only had 14 players. 14 players. A lot of our players left and we couldn't do anything about it, and I had to start bringing in a lot of players. So that's what we've managed to do. Thankfully, we've got a bit of a team here now, because it could have been a lot worse. So tactically, we've had to change it, because we didn't have any wingers. No. We've only got 2 wingers, that's just not enough, but we got a lot of centre midfielders. So I've gone for this kind of, basically I'm using the exact same instructions, but I've used the 4 in midfield in this weird, almost diamond-like with a centre attacking centre midfield on attack in Wacker. And I'm securing every single position. For the first time, I think, in a long time. I ain't done it for ages.
No, I can't remember.
I want to see what it's like during this season and see how we do. So that's what we're looking like going forward. How have we performed so far this season? Well, we've won in the Cup. We lost in the league to Fortuna Düsseldorf. We then beat Hamburg 1-0. But this game is a tricky one because Cologne, they're always very good. They're like the Leeds United of the Bundesliga. They always overperform. A 4-3 loss. It's disappointing. 95th minute. It's a tough one to take.
Well, we scored in the 89th minute so that you can look at it both ways really. We pulled a draw nearly out of the bag.
Exactly. What's even worse is our September. Dortmund, Bayern, Leipzig. We'll see you in October. Terrible. That's going to be absolutely horrendous. If we manage to get any points from that, we'll come back and check and see how we do there.
I don't think so.
Even
down to your next game after that, Frankfurt.
Gladbach's then tricky. Mines are quite good.
Yeah.
Then it's a cup game. Morale is going to be very low for that. Okay, 4th season. Let's see how we do. Hopefully we can survive. 4th season, and yet again we survive on the final day.
Just can't get past that, can we?
To put it in context, like Cologne finished second this year with Leipzig and Dortmund trailing them. But yeah, we are so close once again because this time Augsburg have been relegated from the playoff. They lost the playoff game. That could have been us. They went down after losing to Hanover 1-0 on aggregate. So we scraped it. And we had a very good end of the season as well. Yeah, 4-0 win against Augsburg being one of the highlights there. The only points dropped was a 1-1 draw.
We beat is Stuttgart, and we've actually reached the semi-finals of UEFA Cup, and we lost to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that before the war dropped?
Yeah, it was in 1988-89 season. Yeah. And we lost 2-1 on aggregate.
Yeah, so it was one of the final years, wasn't it?
Yeah,
before the split.
Yeah.
All right, okay then. So are they in the league? Yeah, they are. They finished in 11th place. Champions once again was Bayern Munich. Goals, were we in any of that? No. Okay, what about the DFB Pokal quarterfinal? St. Pauli again. They got to the semi-final then. They got to the final. They lost 5-0 to Bayern Munich. Was it still Hollett? No. Different guy, but they're in the 2nd division and they got to the final. That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich, then they had to face in the final. Yeah, what a shame. But okay, not bad then. We managed to survive. How much money? That's the most important thing. Are they going to back us? 11, 12 million? It's not a lot, is it?
It's not a lot, is it? When you think you've managed to stay in that league for 2 seasons, but you've just managed it.
Yeah.
You'd think the board's got to come up and think, well, we need something different. Give them a bit more money. I mean, you've got to be looking at least 30 million, 40 million to keep us in that league and do something.
Yeah, and to progress in that league. And it's not like we haven't got the money. There's 40 million in there. It's just a shame they're not really giving it to us at all. Okay, goals-wise, we didn't check that yet. Percy Lisa scored 20, and Ramiro Vaca from centre midfield got 16. So that centre midfield on attack role is a little bit overpowered. A lot of unhappy people, though, because they're not playing games, because we're securing those positions. That's the downside of doing that. You're going to get a lot of devastated players, which is sometimes a lot of the reason why I never do it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to test it to see if it made any difference. Can't say I'll be doing it again. No, we need to make sure we keep players happy more than anything, because else they'll just leave on free transfers. Right, okay, 5th season. On the outs, we sold Lande for £2.6 million. On the ins, we only spent £6.5 million, but what I've done with it, I think, is really impressive.
Yeah.
This is arguably one of the best transfer windows I've ever done in a rebuild, especially because of the team that we're doing it with. So a lot of the transfers were free transfers, and they're probably the best ones that we had done. But let's take a look at the ones we actually spent money on. The final signing, I believe, was Jaden Richardson, an English right back from Sheffield United, I think. No, Aberdeen, we bought him off. I used to pay for Forest, £2.8 million.
He used to be Exeter as well.
Yeah, he was an Exeter, only on loan. We can forgive him for that. He's not from there or anything, like Ollie Watkins was. This is an unbelievable signing. This, I think, is what the Patreon members is going to enjoy. It was a release clause, 18 years of age, Jose Manuel. Look how good he is.
Yeah.
Centre midfielder, he's going to be a starting player, has a 5-star potential as well. He's got perfectionist personality, which is the best that you can get. Really impressive. A lot of under-19 caps already. £2 million of release clause. Buzzing with that when he wanted to actually join us. Jonier Aspria, £1.2 million, centre-back, real player as well. I'd never heard of him, but he looks okay. 18 jump and reach with a 6'3" frame. got to be good at the back, and he's pacey.
Do you remember the Newcastle player, Sprayer?
Yeah.
He was the one who done the flips all the time.
That's right,
Whenever
yeah.
he's a score. So
yeah.
Maybe some related to him.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You can sometimes tell. They sometimes put something in there, but labelled as the next Andres Escobar. There's been worse Escobars he could be related to, or labelled as. Okay. Finn Ollie Becker was 240k that we brought in, another centre midfielder from Germany. Just a bit of a bargain pickup as a squad player, to be honest. Abdoulaye Cisse, 160k, 19 years of age. He's not the best, but he's definitely not the worst. And he's going to be a really good squad player because he plays in a number of positions. Probably wouldn't put him centre-back because he's only 5'7", and Jamie Carragher would say he'd be not good enough to play in any league. But screw Jamie Carragher, he's a twat. I'd never forgive him because he spat on that little girl.
Yeah, it was a bit out of order.
Yeah, and everybody seemed to brush it under the carpet, and I haven't forgot that.
No.
I do like the camaraderie he has with Gary Neville. Still think he's a twat. Manuel Pontes is a free transfer. Again, a regen, 19 years of age. CDM is his best position. I like this guy as well. Yeah. Good teamwork and work rate, tackling ability and heading. 6'1". He's going to be the perfect person that centre-backs want in front of him. Yeah. Kind of sweeping up and stopping balls over the top, that kind of stuff. He used to play from Porto. He'd come through the Porto Youth Academy. And we've picked him up on a free transfer. This is the best sign that we made. Again, it's a free transfer. This guy didn't have a club when we got him. Loris D'Estacio. Again, resolute personality's decent. Great physical attributes. He's 6'1". 19, good finishing, not bad composure, 16 off the ball. Yeah. Really good striker, isn't he?
Yeah.
9 caps, 9 under 21 caps.
Exactly what we need.
Yeah. All these free transfers. I couldn't believe my luck.
They're young as well.
Yeah. And 6 under 21 goals from 9 caps as well. Comes through the Marseille Youth Academy, but as I say, got released, played, scored 7 goals in 8 games in the OM2. But hey, they didn't want him. We snapped him up. Moises Caicedo. Now, I think in real life, his attributes are a lot better than what he is on the game, because he's been starting for Brighton and playing really well for them. Kind of just slotted into the Yves Bissouma role since they lost Yves Bissouma. But on this game, he's not quite as good, but he's still good enough for us to pick up for free from Brighton. Good signing for us, I think. Going to be a bit of a squad player, though. I don't know if he'll ever start. And finally, Hugo Kuipers, 28-year-old Belgian striker. Likes to beat the offside trap, but again, he's a bit of a towering figure as well. He can kind of do everything. So, yeah, not a bad player. He's going to be a squad player, I believe. That is a busy transfer window, and it has meant that we now look even stronger. But Lizar went playing from the left there. Then he has a couple of options. D'Estacio is probably going to be the main option to play up front, and Pontes I went playing every single game in that CDM role as the ball-winning midfielder, because he's probably the best player there, especially because of his height. But if you take a look at the pick without restriction, you can see it is changed to Schallenberg, so obviously that would be different. But this is what the rest of the team would look like lining up Jose Manuel in that centre midfield on attack. Okay.
Little story with the kits. They started off in green and white. There's their original colours.
Yeah.
They've done a couple of seasons of that. Then they went to the red that you see in the white kit there.
Yeah, burgundy red.
Burgundy red, yeah, more than anything. And then eventually they went to the yellow and black. The yellow and black, from what I've heard, is the Dresden's city colour.
Yeah.
And that was the main reason why when they finally got called the proper Dresden, done with Dresden's name, they decided to go with the city colours in yellow and black.
Yeah.
So
good decision, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's good colour kit as well.
Yeah.
I always find it's one of those kits when you're playing, you can pick someone out quite easily in your
peripheral vision. Yeah.
Which is what I like. I mean, we spoke about the Man United kits over the time and all that, and there's certain kits that you really struggle.
Yeah.
To pick people out, but yellow I think is a very good colour for that.
Yeah, I agree.
So what about the food?
Yes, Dresden fans. Yeah, what's the food like at the stadium? Do you get the big bratwursts and stuff like that? Big sausages, big hot dogs and stuff? Love that.
We always have one of them when we go to IKEA, don't we?
Yeah.
Got to have one of them.
Yeah, and the meatballs.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But yeah, what's the food like? Is it nice? And obviously the atmosphere at Dresden, because it's German football, we know is obviously going to be really good. Yeah, what's it like? What's the experience like going to a Dresden game? Please let us know down in the comments if you've ever been. So, schedule-wise then, how have we done so far at the start of this Bundesliga season?
No, this looks good.
This looks very good. Our first Bundesliga game, Dad, we hosted Dortmund and we beat them 2-1.
Get in.
What a result. 2 goals in 2 minutes there from Kuipers and Wacker. Really good. A draw to Hanover going away from home. That's still a tricky game, and they score in the 87th minute. Bit annoying, but then we hosted Gladbach and we beat them 3-1 as well.
Good result that is.
Oh, yes.
They're not an easy team to beat.
Not at all. Oh, I'll tell you what we didn't do was look at how we did. We can see that now. We drew against Dortmund.
Well, it was a good start then.
Yeah, we lost to Bayern Munich 5-0.
Conceded 10 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, we were down to 10.
Even
10
Frankfurt beat us, look.
Yeah, and Leipzig was a 2-5 result.
Yeah.
Timo Werner scored 4. Anyway, back to this season. It looks a lot better.
Yeah.
So,
we're halfway there.
Exactly. So, competitions-wise, we're second in the league right now behind Cologne. Let's hope we can stay there.
Can we just beat that 13th place?
Mid-table finish would be brilliant. That would be absolutely fantastic.
I want to go for 11th.
11th?
Yeah.
Oh, take 11th.
Yeah.
I definitely would take 11th. Right, okay, let's simulate this 5th season. And we have 6th place. And yet again, we have that little hour to say. We are the most annoying club for final day fixtures, aren't we? Something is always changing on the final day. We look like we're getting relegated. No, we're not. We don't look like we're getting promoted. Yes, we are. And now, this season,
what's this mean, then?
We're in Europa League next season.
Get in.
So, we're going to do one more year.
No.
Yeah, the fans always ask for it whenever we leave them in a precarious position. Why don't you go a little bit further? We're doing it for you. We're doing it for you. We're going to do one final year. So let's take a look at this then. We don't have to worry about the playoff. We've never really been involved in that. We finished in 6th place, Europa League football.
At the end of the season.
We did indeed. 55 points was the last 3 clubs that Cologne being the club we knocked out.
So our finish got us into that position. Really.
Yes, because the past positions, if we take a look, the last day we jumped up 2 positions. So we skipped the EC2. We didn't want anything to do with that Mickey Mouse trophy. We wanted to play on Thursday nights the proper trophy. Really good. Leipzig won the league, which is, I believe, is the first Eastern German club ever to do so.
I think it was, yeah.
In the Bundesliga as a total. So we can't beat them to that, unfortunately, but there we go. But yes, we are going to play one more year in the Europa League. And what I'm going to do for Patreon members, by the way, is I'm going to put 2 save game files in there. One at this stage, at the end of the 5th season, like we normally would. Yeah. As the first season in Europa League, and one at the end, no matter the results. So you've got 2 save game files there to pick your pick. What have we done in the Cup? Have we done anything? Second round again. My favourite trophy, DFB Pokal, but I kind of don't really care at the minute because I'm really excited about Europa League football. Okay, squad-wise, the Stasio scored 23 goals. And he's very highly rated. Yeah. Percy Lisa scored 20, and Ramiro Vaca got 13 and 12. Really, really good results there.
Definitely.
Yeah. Got a bad injury there because it looks like he didn't play a lot considering we played him there. Damaged spine. Oh, back in April, 4th of April, he damaged his spine. He's out for another 2 to 4 months. That is harsh on Manuel Pontes. So that's a tricky little injury there for him. Got a feel for him. Hopefully he recovers like he's a real person.
Yeah.
He's not even real on the simulation of the game. Okay, right. D'Estacio is our top scorer. He's going to be the guy we need to keep hold of, but there is... Oh my God.
No, PSG.
Who is going to replace D'Estacio? Find out in the 6th season.
Madrid, Milan, going on here.
It's only the Premier League clubs that are not interested.
Is he going to stay with us, do you reckon?
It's going to be a hell of a hide. As soon as people come in, I mean, is there a... I can obviously turn down offers. I can't turn them down when he's got a minimum fee release clause of 24 million. I very much doubt he's going to want to... No, he's not going to want to. I probably would guess D'Estacio is not going to be with us next season in Europa League.
So we're definitely going to buy a striker then?
Possibly, yes. Okay.
And a good one.
Yeah. Money-wise, 30 million.
Well, at least they've backed us this time.
It's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just enough. What we did on a shoestring budget last season was good.
Yeah.
A lot of those free transfers, so hopefully we can do the same again. Let's take a look. Well, you were right, Dad. Of course, all those clubs came in and matched. As soon as one of them matched the release clause, they all matched it. And he chose to go to Bayern Munich because why wouldn't he? He's already in the Bundesliga. Yeah. That's just the natural flow for him. £24 million after scoring 23 goals for us. He hasn't scored for them yet. You could probably pick him up at the end of this season. Good. Yeah. For about 16 million on the transfer list because he wanted to play more games. That's probably what's going to happen. So we've made £26 million. We have spent 42 in total. His replacement is Vitinha, still at Braga somehow. Now, he wasn't the only player that we tried going for. I did try and go for another striker, and it was us and somebody else, and he chose to go to Leipzig instead. Yeah, I mean, they were champions, I guess. Yeah. So instead, we went for Vitinha. Yeah, he's very good. We've seen him in the past, the Braga rebuild and a couple of other rebuilds. He's been really talented and scored a lot of goals, so hopefully he can do that for us in this version. He's unhappy already because we didn't strengthen the strike force. That's what I signed you for, mate. It's one thing I really hope they change on Football Manager.
He has scored 4 goals already for us.
Yeah, he did score 4 goals, yeah, but when you sign him, you have to do promises, and it was locked in to improve the strike force. That's why I'm buying you.
We're gonna buy a better striker in, and
you sit on the bench. 4 goals in 3 games with 2 assists and a man of the match. Really good.
0.5 average rating.
And in a simulation, getting 25 goals. Yeah. Impressive for Braga when there's 3 better teams in their league. Yeah. Other than Vitinha, this might be my favourite signing because I've never heard of him before. Baturina. And what I like about him, people always say about whenever I used to do Souček and his player traits of arriving late in opponent's area and he's scoring a lot of goals. He has it. Arrive late in opponent's area. He shoots from distance. He places shots. He's got decent composure. Could get a lot of goals, the Croatian. So we picked him up from Zagreb, £5.5 million. He got a lot of assists last season, 12 assists.
And he scored for us as well already.
Scoring goals, yeah. 8 goals is not bad for a centre mid, is it? No. And they're playing 35 games. Then we raided a Colombian team because when I looked at their club, trying to find bargains like I did the season before, I found 2 of them. So why not? This was my trying of improving the strike force for Vitinha. It didn't work. 19-year-old Colombian. It's probably because he starts as a right mid, but he's probably better up front. £1.6 million. And we also brought his friend Carlos Moreno a week or 2 later. He's a better goalkeeper once again. I think we signed 6 goalkeepers in the 6-year rebuild. But he is definitely the best.
How many regens have we got in our team now then?
Quite a lot.
I think that's the most we've ever had as well.
I think so as well, yeah. He is 6'6", Dad. Not the best agility or positioning, but he's got reflexes and good handling ability, and he's still young. He's only 20. This is a very good free signing though. Philip Ronigan Jorgensen, great midfielder, good attacking midfielder, a lot of good player traits, very well all-rounded midfielder as well. We got him on a free from Juventus. And this, I tried getting this guy before he moved to Chelsea, and he laughed us off. And then he got released by Chelsea, and who's laughing now?
Yeah.
Now you can buy on a Dresden kit. 24 years of age, Leonardo Sturgiu. Good centre-back, great physical attributes there. Barely played for Chelsea at all. When he left St. Gallen for £6.275 million, I tried going all in and getting him. He didn't want it.
Played 1 game for Chelsea.
Absolutely. So that's the signings that we have brought in this final season. I've changed around a couple of the roles because we're not playing the target forward anymore.
No.
So we got 2 centre forwards who are just good at being centre forwards, really. So that's what they are. And 2 box-to-box midfielders here instead. Let's take a look at what the best 11 would be in this final season in our Europa League. Vitinha and Lisa up front there, Jose Manuel. So this very much looks like our strongest team that we have had so far. Schedule-wise, we have done very well. We drew 3-3 Dortmund. It's a very unlucky game.
I'll take that draw away from him.
Yeah. Vitinha got 3 goals as well. He got himself a hat-trick. Union Berlin, 6-1 victory there. That's a great result.
Back to Dortmund. Is Bellingham there?
Is Bellingham there? It's hard to tell from this. Let's take a look. Jude Bellingham is at the club still, yeah, as well as Yusuf Makuku. They've got a great club.
We just talked about him today when we've just seen that the game that they played today, we're recording this on a Saturday, he was actually captain.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Jude.
They lost the game, but never mind.
Well, yes. Unfortunately, yeah.
They lost to Cologne, who might actually be as overpowered in real life as what they are in the game. Nobody wants to win the Bundesliga this season, it seems.
No.
Very entertaining.
Results, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit like the Premier League at the moment, isn't it? It's not sure yet at the moment. So it's settled down yet.
No way Arsenal's going to win the league. Okay, Hoffenheim 2-0 victory was the first league game of the season, and a 9-0 win there as well. So our group league looks like this: Lyon, Slavia Prague, former rebuild clubs, and Austria Vienna. What do you think?
Second beyond Lyon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think we should be beating both of those other clubs.
We should be.
At least one of them, which means an EC2 slot.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is the final year now. Let's see how we do. That's the reason why I wasn't saying final year, by the way. I wonder if anybody picked it up.
You tricked me into that one.
Yeah. Final season, we dropped down to 9th.
Still take that.
Yeah.
I'll still take that. We're still better than what they've ever done, so...
Exactly. Kind of expected as well.
Yeah, it's a shame, really.
Yeah, Bayern Munich back on top.
We did never finish that. If we had finished like we did last season, we'd have been up that.
We would have, because if you think we finished on 51 points there, only 3 points behind 7th place.
Yeah, we won one of our last 5 games, which was the very last game.
Past positions, we'll take a look again. We were up there for a while and then dropped right down, unfortunately.
Consistently stayed mid-table, didn't we?
Yeah, we were probably winning and losing all left, right and centre, so never really move positions. I do want to see if we scored many goals. Vitinha got 21 goals. Premani Yemi there. What a shock. Bayern Munich sign in Dortmund's best player.
Yeah.
That never happens. Okay, so that's not bad, but it's the other competitions I'm worried about. Can we win a cup for us? No! Oh, semi-final, though, of Europa League.
So we equaled...
We equaled, because that was the Cup Winners' Cup as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, we equaled the European...
The best performance.
Position, yeah, and we beat the best league position.
Yeah.
So I've got to take that as a result for us.
Yeah, that's definitely a positive.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look then. So Europa League was won by Benfica, who beat us in the final.
Do you know, over the history as well, they very often got beaten by the team that went on and won.
Really?
The competitions, yeah.
History has repeated itself once again.
I noticed that reading through the European history.
And they only faced Copenhagen in the final. And I would have fancied our chances against Copenhagen, 100%. You know. Definitely. 100%. If we were the other side of the draw, because Copenhagen beat Galatasaray. We got the hard end of the draw there.
We did, yeah.
And we only lost on penalties. It was a 4-4 and we lost on penalties.
I mean, I'd have fancied myself against Galatasaray at home.
Yeah, the away game.
The away game is always the one, welcome to hell type thing. But
top the group. Hey, unbeaten. Hey,
got to win your own games, ain't you?
We drew both against Slavia Prague and won. Or 4 against the other 4. 2 against Lyon. Beat Lyon 4-1. 4-2 away and 5-1 at home.
Yeah, team.
Great result. In that first round knockout stage, then we didn't face anyone, obviously, because we went through as leaders. So we went straight into the second round knockout, where we beat Rangers in Europa League. That's never going to be an easy game, is it? Quarter final, we then beat Wolves. Oh, hello. So interesting ties that we're coming up against. Copenhagen knocked out Napoli. Wow. Okay.
They must be a good side at the moment.
Yeah, they must have done quite well.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, let's take a look at the squad then. What you guys are left with: 30 goals from Vitinha, 29 from Percy Liza. Only they're fighting against each other there.
That's
Percy
good.
Liza scored a lot, played
60
a lot
goals and 2 players. That's good.
Yeah, really good. And 16 from the centre mid.
The next 2 got double figures again. So
absolutely.
That's good, yeah.
Our centre midfielder that we brought in got 15 assists. Just what we like to see. Now, what you guys will have, Patreon members, £18 million should you wish to take it on from this point. Or, of course, last season would have been £30 million. So, Dad, what is the target for the 5 years?
Get into the Champions League.
Champions League. I'm thinking exactly the same thing.
Get into the Champions League. We've almost built you an half-decent squad. They're a good young squad, so you can improve on it. It's not a brilliant budget, but you've got some money to play with.
Yeah.
Get yourself into the Champions League. See if you can finish higher than what we did, which was 6, was it?
Yeah.
We finish higher than 6.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to say win some silverware, but
if you win the DFB Pokal, that one's for me.
Yeah.
But for Dad, the 5 years, get into the Champions League. Now, this is going to be...
If you take it over before you play in the Europa League,
yeah,
see if you can get into the final of the Europa League.
Yeah, because that'd be one better.
Yeah.
That would be one better. So remember, this is the final rebuild of FM22. We don't quite know when FM23 beta is going to be out, and we'll probably take a week from that for when the next rebuild will be. So there's going to be a break in rebuilds, unfortunately, but that's just because the nature of the beast of the game and the beta. We don't quite know when it's going to be.
And you're going to be busy.
And I'm going to be very busy with stuff. So make sure that you keep your eye out for any posts I do on social media. So Twitter and Instagram is probably the best way that I'll post stuff. Twitter mainly, any updates about that. If you want to buy, pre-order the game, remember it's 2game.com. And of course, let us know what rebuilds you want to see on FM23. And obviously, Patreon members, thank you very much for a fantastic year on Patreon. Like, the Patreons just flew through the roof.
Yeah.
Thanks to the rebuild, so I really do appreciate all your support on that and taking over these save game files. Really helps me financially. So hopefully you won't mind 2 weeks without it, until we get back into the flow of things in FM23, and then hopefully there'll be more of you jumping on board and taking over these save game files. So thank you once again, Dad, for joining me on FM22 and all of these rebuilds. We've had a lot of fun, haven't we?
Oh, brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Definitely. What has been your favourite rebuild of FM22? I've been dying to ask this.
I've enjoyed all of them, really, to be honest with you. We've had so much fun for different reasons on different ones, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
I know I found it a bit difficult finding some mystery on some of them. Like this Dortmund was this Dresden was really hard because they haven't been in the league for so long, and I've learnt so much doing it. So
yeah,
I don't really want to pick out one team to say they were my favourite, except for Spurs. But I've enjoyed it all. It's been a good season. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I always say to you, every day's a school day. I learn something every day.
Yeah. And you teach them as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
every time we see all the comments. We love that you love the fact that Dad tells you all these new facts. Hopefully, we don't have to repeat too many teams next year, so you don't have to find some new facts.
That's the worst. That's the hardest bit.
Yeah, when we redo
again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find something new, aren't I?
Brilliant. So keep your suggestions coming in. Thank you once again for an amazing FN22. We'll see you in a couple of weeks for a rebuild, but there might be some videos coming out in the meantime. Bye-bye.